And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We got a great show for you today. As always, we are live every single day at noon Eastern. If you want to watch it live, head over to twitch.tv/takesbyfans. If you want to watch but not live, head over to our YouTube channel, Takes by Fans. We post all of our shows and clips of the show there on a daily basis. And if you just want to listen, we are on podcasting apps, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeart Radio. So however you want to watch or listen, we've got you covered multiple ways. Already, today is a big old Tuesday. We got to continue on talking about March Madness, folks. Oh my God, I was so pumped yesterday. Great show yesterday. We formulated our own algorithm for, how we're going to kind of start picking some teams and picking some winners. So we went through the West bracket, got Gonzaga in our Final Four, and now today we're going to continue on with the South bracket to see who comes out of there. And then just a reminder, we are doing a live bracket. So if you want to come and compete with me to see who can make the best March Madness bracket, who knows more about basketball and college basketball and sports than me? Come on, try me, try me, folks. So we got that going up. Links are in the description of this video and also on my social medias on Twitter and Facebook. Just look up Takes by Fans, real simple. So yeah, if you want to try and challenge me in the bracket challenge, head over to we do it on the bracketchallenge.ncaa.com website. We're not using ESPN or CBS Sports or anything like that. So yeah, if you win, if your bracket comes in first place, you get to come on the show and talk about whatever you want for however long you want, sports related, obviously. But yeah, come on, whatever day you want to join me. If you want to come on the NFL draft show, I would love to have you. But hey, you got to win. You got to beat me. I'm not gonna have people that don't know what they're talking about on the show. What are we, nuts here? So you got to beat me. You got to prove yourself. Prove to me that you deserve to be on the show. Alrighty, so we got that going on today on the show. Breaking down the NBA. We might be able to do our moneymaker today if we can fit that in. Once again, a lot of stories to talk about. I mean, we're right in the thick of it right here in free agency. I think we spent like 45 minutes on the stories just yesterday alone with all that Drew Brees stuff. So let's see what we can do here today. Let's start it. Here we go. I mean, oh my goodness, folks. Oh my goodness. Billy B saw, Tom, I thought we were each going to have, I thought we agreed that we would have 1 year to kind of just get everything in place and then we would go after it. But hey, if Tom Brady wants to go, year one, win a ring, I guess I got to go and step up. So Bill Belichick was a little busy last night and yesterday just trying to get everybody. So the first one, probably the best one, the Patriots signed tight end Hunter Henry to a 3-year, $37 million deal. So once again, we know the Patriots love their tight ends. I mean, Rob Gronkowski, they had Aaron Hernandez, didn't end well, but they still had him and he was still good. So Patriots trying to recreate that because not only did they get Hunter Henry, they also got Jonnu Smith, tight end from the Titans. So now 2 great tight ends. And when we kind of look at what they were doing last year, Hunter Henry putting up 600 yards. He's put up 600 or more yards in the last 2 seasons. And then Jonnu Smith putting up 400 yards in the last 2 seasons. So obviously not the same production as Gronk or Travis Kelce, because Gronk, I mean, he was putting up, solid 600 to 800. But he also broke 1,000 a couple times in his career as well. And then Travis Kelce, well, the man's been a 1,000-yard receiver for the last 5 straight seasons. So they're not going to get that great of production just quite yet. I mean, these aren't A1 tier 1 tight ends. These are probably tier 2, the second tier here. Until you reach 1,000-yard receiving as a tight end, you cannot be in that top tier category. But they do have the ability to try and go out and get that 1,000-yard. I think Hunter Henry a little bit more than Jonnu Smith, but still good tight ends here, helping Cam Newton out a little bit more, more safety blankets, the tight end and the running back, really kind of safety valves on passing routes. So Cam Newton gets some help here at the tight end position. But not only did they get tight ends, they went out and got actual wide receivers. So they went out and got Nelson Aguilar and Kendrick Bourne as well. Now, alrighty, who's their quarterback? It's still Cam Newton. What do we know about Cam Newton? He can't really elevate receivers into like something better than what they are. He can't transform, tier 2 wide receivers into tier 1. He would really have to have just tier 1 wide receivers for kind of, him to be, successful. So let's start here with Nelson Aguilar. He's never had a 1,000-yard wide receiving season, so that's not good. He just ended with 896 yards last year with the Raiders, and we know they like to gun it out. Derek Carr's got a big arm, so Derek Carr couldn't even get him 1,000 yards. So it's going to be interesting to see what Cam Newton does with him. And when we look at his catch percentage, it's not anything great. His highest catch percentage season was 66%. I mean, you haven't ever gotten 70. It's not great. The last 2 seasons catching 56% and 58% of the passes. I mean, he was with Philadelphia basically his entire career, and then just last season, the lone season with a new team with the Raiders. And do you all not remember the the guy on the news of the fireman, throwing the kids out the window, and the man was like, "Lucky I caught him," not like Nelson Aguilar. That's Nelson Aguilar, the man that's not really reliable on catching. And now you're gonna pair him up with Cam Newton. Okay, all right. You got some other options, so we'll see. And now let's go to, who do we say? Kendrick Bourne. And once again, he's a little worse than Nelson Aguilar, not an A1, Tier 1 wide receiver. His highest receiving season was last year with 667 yards. So once again, I mean, not that 1,000-yard receiver that you kind of need to have on your team. I mean, have I ever brought up that Teddy Bridgewater had 2,000-yard wide receivers this season alone? Okay, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Cam Newton's definitely going to have his work cut out for him. Fortunately for Cam Newton, Kendrick Bourne's catch percentage is a little bit better than Nelson Aguilar. 66% last season, 68% the season before that. So, he's putting up 63 or 60 kind of 5+ yard percentage catching these last couple of years. So, a little bit more reliable than Nelson Aguilar, but how are they going to work together? I think these tight ends are going to be probably a little bit more used than these wide receivers are. But then they also got better on defense. They're picking up Matthew Judon. They're getting Jalen Mills. And then also Dante Hightower and Patrick Chung are returning because they both opted out of, the season last year because of COVID. So now they get better on defense. They get their veterans back on defense. So they can make a push. And now Bill Belichick can do whatever he wants in the draft. He can go and get that quarterback to kind of back up Cam Newton if it's not going to work out, which I don't know if it is. I mean, these are some solid talent right here, but these are all tier 2 players. Nobody here is a tier 1 A1, standout wide receiver that I can rely on with 50-50 balls consistently, that they'll come down with them, that they'll make the best effort to go out and get them. Where I put them high and away, I think they can go up and get it high and away. Don't really know if any of these wide receivers can really do that consistently, especially for Cam Newton, who's really not. He's good. He's decently accurate. I mean, when we're looking at his passers, I mean, like we said, let's just go back to these wide receivers. Derek Carr only got Nelson Aguilar 896 yards on 58% catch percentage. So is Cam Newton a more accurate thrower of the football than Derek Carr? I don't really think so. I mean, they're tied at best, but I think I give it to Derek Carr. And then we go to who should we go to? I was gonna say Kendrick Bourne, but I mean they had a quarterback carousel over the last couple of seasons. So his little, only 667 yards and not being that kind of number 1 wide receiver on his own team, and then having, 3 different quarterbacks, not be, 3 different quarterbacks all playing last season. So I'll give, Kendrick Bourne a little bit of a pass. We'll see if Cam Newton can make him work. But then I want to go to Jonnu Smith, the tight end for the Titans. I mean, Ryan Tannehill, a little bit more of a better accurate passer than Cam Newton. And, he's only giving his tight ends 448 yards. So I just don't know if Cam Newton's going to be able to elevate any of these players to get the Patriots back on track here, to get them into playoff contention, to get them into kind of Super Bowl contenders, to get them to win the Super Bowl. It's going to be tough for Cam. I mean, he's got to make these weapons work. I mean, if you give me all these are like 4 solid playmakers here on the offensive side of the ball. Cam Newton should be having success here. If any quarterback doesn't have success with this kind of roster, I mean, there's really no hope for him. I mean, you can't just be like, well, I can't play good passing football because I don't have great wide receivers. That does not fly in this league. I mean, there's teams that barely have any talent and are still making it work. So now you give us 2 great catching tight ends and 2 good solid wide receivers, and you're still not making it work. I mean, now we'd have to start looking at the passers. So Cam Newton definitely has his work cut out for him. He's got to make all these weapons work. I don't know if if he can, though. I don't know if this is the group of talent here that's really going to help Cam Newton out. So we'll see what happens in the draft if they go over Mac Jones. I still think Bill Belichick is going to draft Mac Jones, back up Cam Newton a little bit, and probably will take over if Cam Newton is still struggling in this season. So we'll see what happens. But Patriots went out and made their moves, so that's all you can ask for, right? Alrighty, let's see. Should we go over this? Let's see what this is about. We get a little highlight package here of Hunter Henry catching the ball, so let's see how much of a dangerous weapon this man's going to be. I mean, he was catching passes from Phillip Rivers. We get the one-handed catch right here. Look at that. That might help Cam Newton out a little bit, not being totally accurate down the field throwing. So, I mean, the one-handed catches from Hunter Henry could help him out a little bit. All right, here we go. In the end zone, thrown perfectly, goes up and gets it. Back of the end zone, wide open, can create space in the end zone. In the front of the end zone, almost triple teamed. No, he's going to take a little bit of a hit. Able to secure the ball, going over the top, catching it, falling to the ground, securing. I mean, look at that. Look at that track of the ball. Absolutely fantastic over his shoulder. Able to get behind the defense in the end zone, laying it all out there. Oh, look at that full extension. Hunter Henry, he'll go out and get it. So Cam Newton just place it in the vicinity of this man. He'll go up and get it. And look at this. He's on Tyrann Mathieu. Tyrann Mathieu can't even cover this man. Yes, sir. Oh, yes. Look at that. Oh, my God. That's a perfect pass. Whoever threw this ball, I see fans in the stands, so I still think that's Phillip Rivers, but holy moly. And right here in triple coverage, goes up and gets it, makes the catch. Alrighty, now in the end zone, Justin Herbert making him work, corner of the end zone. Look at that ball. Oh, my goodness. Woof. Justin Herbert once again throwing it to, and he goes down. He can go up and get it. He can go all the way down to the ground to get it. He can go full extension, go out and get this ball. So Cam Newton, hey, you just got to be decently accurate with this man. He'll go out and get it. So, alrighty, Hunter Henry. Watch out for this man. Ooh, that was impressive. All right, that got me hyped for Hunter Henry this season. Damn. Alrighty, let's keep moving on here because, just because, the Patriots went out and spent so much money does not guarantee that they're going to be successful. Like we just said, those aren't A1 solid pieces that you can rely on a night-in, night-in basis. The quarterback still needs to go and make precise throws for all these wide receivers, and then it's still kind of a 50-50 chance. We just saw their catch percentages. It's nothing great, nothing fantastic. So we get this tweet by Adam Schefter. In the last 24 hours, the Patriots have guaranteed over $137.5 million, placing them second in NFL history for most guaranteed money in a free agent signing period. The record could be theirs before free agency officially begins at 4 p.m. today. So they are the second most guaranteed money in a free agent period signing. So let's see kind of how they fare to their rest of the competition. So the number one was the Dolphins last season. We put up $147 million and we missed the playoffs. Yes, we had a good record. I think we still went 10-6, just one game short of that playoff, but we still missed the playoffs even though we got so much talent in before that free agency signing period starts. And then in 2019, the Jets spent $131 million. They missed the playoffs. The 2016 Giants, they put up $107 million. They lost in the wild card. The 2018 Bears, $102 million. They lost in the wild card. Mitch Trubisky still couldn't get it done with all those other great $102 million worth of pieces. Unfortunate. Then in 2018, the Jets again. Look at this Jets putting all this money up and still can't even make the playoffs. 2018, they put up $100 million. They missed the playoffs. 2019 for the Jets, they put up 131. They were like, hang on. All right, we put up 100 million and still missed the playoffs. Let's get out 30 more million, folks. 131 million the next year and still miss the playoffs. So it's not guaranteed that this is going to work, and I don't know if it truly is, especially with Cam Newton at the quarterback of what he showed us last season. But at least he's got more help, right? That was our biggest probably red flag of the Patriots just last season. They had no great offensive pieces. Now they bring in some offensive pieces, so now it's up to Cam Newton to sink or swim. We'll see what he does, and if the Patriots do draft Mac Jones, he'll have some competition. Alrighty, but man, oh man, the Patriots the Bucs are seeing what the Patriots are doing, and they're trying to kind of secure their squad as well because Rob Gronkowski just re-signed a one-year deal with the Bucs for $10 million. So the Bucs are bringing Rob Gronkowski back, and then they're also bringing Chris Godwin back, David back, and Barrett back on the defensive end. So, folks, they're ready to rock. They're ready to get it done again. I mean, they are going to have to probably find like another kind of tier 2 running back to kind of help out, because I do think they are losing, or are going to lose, Leonard Fournette. So still got to give some help to Ronald Jones. But, I mean, you got your best wide receiver, Chris Godwin, back. You've got your best tight end back, Rob Gronkowski. So, I mean, Tom Brady's looking to be like, hang on, Bill, I'll see you there. And Bill's like, yeah, you're damn right you will, because I'm just spending all this money. You don't think we're going to get there? Watch our defense, because, yes, our offense is going to be decent, but our defense is what we're going to get to the Super Bowl with, and then we're coming after Brady. So, Bucs, Patriots Super Bowl, Bill Belichick versus Tom Brady, we got to get that, right? I mean, that's basically the only kind of narrative that truly would kind of just complete everything in the NFL over the last 20 seasons. If Bill Belichick and Tom Brady can get to the game together and duke it out, they're both gearing up for that matchup, and I would be all about that, folks, truly. Alrighty, let's keep moving on here. Oh my goodness, this one, if this is true, it's disrespectful. It's egregious. It's disrespectful. So here we go. Seahawks coach Pete Carroll has a high opinion on Sam Darnold and could end up trading for the Jets quarterback if Seattle deals Russell Wilson, a league source told this person. Quote, keep an eye on Seattle for Darnold. Could you imagine the Seahawks are like, yeah, Russell, you can leave because we got Sam Darnold waiting in the wings. Could you imagine that conversation? Russell Wilson would literally be like, are you out of your damn mind? You're going to take Sam Darnold and let me walk? Okay, because now we're going to get Tom Brady 2.0. Russell Wilson goes somewhere, instantly wins a ring year one, and then everyone's looking at Seattle like, what did you just do? What did you let this man walk when he still had great football left in him that won a ring with a brand new team during a COVID year? What are you, nuts? So, oh my goodness. I don't know if Sam Darnold can play. I honestly do not know, because he's been with the Jets, and like we said, I mean, he had Adam Gase as a coach. That's going to ruin anybody. So I still think Sam Darnold is decent, but there's no way you're telling me that Sam Darnold is better than Russell Wilson. I mean, that's just ridiculous to say. So if the Seahawks are so kind of, cocky about letting Russell Wilson go, and then they go and get Sam Darnold, I don't even know what will happen, honestly. My head would probably explode that they would do this and feel so confident about it, but we'll see what's going to happen, because we know that the Jets aren't set on having Sam Darnold be their quarterback next year. We really don't know what's going on with that, so crazier things have happened in this league, but watch out. I think this has got some decent weight to this story right here. So if the Seahawks do move off of Russell Wilson, which I'm really not sure if they are or not, Sam Darnold in Seattle, I would have never have even imagined of thinking of that scenario. Wild. It's just wild out here, folks. Like we said, we don't know what stories are real and what stories are fake, because it's the NFL offseason. I mean, we get this every single season, just nonsense being, sprinkled in and not, sprinkled in here and there. But honestly, man, Sam Darnold in a Seattle uniform, and then still Seattle getting rid of Russell Wilson. That just makes zero sense. It just makes zero sense. All right, let's continue on here. Corey Davis. Well, since we're talking about the Jets, they just picked up a great wide receiver here. Corey Davis agrees to a 3-year, $37 million deal with the Jets, wide receiver from the Titans. And unfortunately, I think the Titans' kind of Super Bowl window has kind of closed. I mean, Ryan Tannehill, he's not the greatest quarterback, and he really kind of benefited from all these weapons. Corey Davis, A.J. Brown, Jonnu Smith, and Derrick Henry. Now he just lost a great tight end. Now he's losing it a tier 1 wide receiver. This is a tier 1 wide receiver, folks. 6'3", yes, sir. Give me that all day. So this is what he did, but this is kind of what we're saying about Ryan Tannehill not really elevating his players around him. I mean, Corey Davis did have a 984-yard season last season. That's absolutely fantastic. So that's what you're getting. This man can be an A1, tier 1 wide receiver, but still, Ryan Tannehill is only giving him, 984 yards. I mean, we want to see you 1,000 yards. Even A.J. Brown, I don't think, cracked the 1,000-yard mark. So, He played decent. He had decent success with Ryan Tannehill. Now he's going to go to the Jets. I mean, this is a great wide receiver. As we said, 6'3", folks, 6'3". That's exactly what I want in my wide receiver, tall, catching wide receivers. He had a 70% catch percentage last season. Absolutely fantastic. Just short of 1,000 yards, 5 touchdowns. So Not great for Ryan Tannehill because he's going to be missing a huge, tall weapon that really Ryan Tannehill thrived on having. So I think the Titans' playoff window is over with Ryan Tannehill, unfortunately. He definitely needs talent around him to be more successful than he is. Can't really elevate a lot of players on his own. Other players elevate him. We just saw, his really cap is the AFC Championship game, and that's what we saw because they really kind of relied on him to pass a lot more against the Chiefs that year, 2 years ago. But he really couldn't do it. He couldn't step up to the plate, so they lose the game. Then last season, they get to the wild card round, and I think they lose first round. So it's just unfortunate. I think the Titans' window with Ryan Tannehill is over, especially getting rid of Corey Davis now. So that's unfortunate, but he's going to the Jets. So, if they keep Sam Darnold's got a huge, great weapon. This is a great number one wide receiver for Robert Saleh, his first year coaching now. And I think Richard Sherman's going to be like, okay, this offense got some playmakers. I'm definitely I'm definitely going to go to the Jets. So we'll see what happens of who's going to go to the Jets and who's not, but they got the receiver, so any quarterback would like to go there now, I believe. So as long as you got weapons, quarterbacks are going to want to go there. So Corey Davis to the Jets, that's a great signing. Perfect for them. All right, and then quickly here, Von Miller is back. He re-signed with the Denver Broncos, so coming back there. Once again, that defense of the Broncos should still be very solid. It's just really the quarterback. That's really the biggest question mark. They've got that young wide receiver in Jerry Jeudy. They still got, decent running backs. I don't know if they've signed Phillip Lindsay back quite yet, but they still got Melvin Gordon if they want to bring him back. And really, Phillip Lindsay and Melvin Gordon, that was a good duo. So I would definitely try to get that back together for this season and then just try to figure out the quarterback. Maybe draft one or maybe kind of mentor Drew Lock a little bit more. But the defense is going to be still a little short up here with Von Miller returning. Alrighty, and then we knew this quarterback competition in New Orleans. The Saints are re-signing Jameis Winston. We knew this. It's a 1 year a deal up worth of $12 million. It's kind of very incentive heavy, like Cam Newton's contract. The base salary is only like $5 million, and then the incentives are like $7+ million. Same thing with Cam Newton. So they have to go out and prove themselves this season. We're not even sure if they're going to be the starter, Cam Newton and Jameis Winston, because Jameis Winston has to go up against Taysom Hill, who I do think Taysom Hill may be a little bit better than Jameis Winston, and Cam Newton potentially has to go up against Mac Jones for the quarterback competition. So we'll see who's going to win out here for the starting job of the Saints. I think I'm going to put my money in Taysom Hill, folks. I love what that man has been doing. Alrighty, the Titans are trying to shore up their defense, losing a couple of offensive pieces here. So the Titans are getting Bud Dupree, pass rusher from the Steelers, and he's great, folks. This Titans defense could be something serious. We'll see what happens, kind of how they kind of finish off this offseason. But man, oh man, if you can rely on your defense and your running game and then just have Ryan Tannehill be the game manager, if you really don't have to rely on him, I would like the Titans a little bit more, but we'll see. They'll definitely have to shore up their defense a little bit more, and hopefully Derrick Henry can keep up that great running attack, which I think he could. And we do have a little bit of a story about him in a little bit when we get there. But the next story is up. What are we talking about here? I do not get this one at all. The Bears are, quote, in on Andy Dalton. What? Matt Nagy, you're coaching for your life right now. You want to risk it on Andy Dalton? What are you, insane? Andy Dalton, he had his very last second chance last season with the Cowboys, and he did absolutely nothing with that chance. Folks, played 11 games, started 9, went 4-5. That's Mitch Trubisky. This is Mitch Trubisky. Matt Nagy, why are you doing this to yourselves? Getting these kind of just really kind of below average quarterbacks that you think you can elevate, but with below average quarterbacks, they really have a short ceiling, and Andy Dalton and Mitch Trubisky have a very, very short ceiling. Folks, look at what this man has done. Nothing great his entire career. Just last season, he had like his second highest completion percentage, but what have we said? Last year's completion percentage has been inflated. Now we don't know if this is the new trend. We have to kind of wait 5 years to see if the numbers continue to kind of stay steady at this kind of like 68 to 70% that everybody is throwing. So in a year where quarterback accuracy was inflated, Andy Dalton was inflated, but nothing great, not like 65, 67, 70. He was at 64.9. So it's good. Don't get me wrong. The completion percentage is still good, but like we said, in a year where it's inflated, if you're gonna go bigger than 64.9. And then he also only had 2,100 yards. He had 14 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. Come on, with great wide receivers, CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, Zeke Elliott as your running back, and you still could not make it work. The best offensive line ever assembled that we hear every year with the Cowboys, and he still couldn't make it work. But Matt Nagy thinks he's going to work with the Bears. He never worked with Cincinnati with a great wide receiving core there. He never worked as a backup here on his last leg, and you think he's going to get it done for the starting of the Bears. Oh man, Matt Nagy, what is this decision making? If this is like a fake story, then that's fine, but if this is a real story and the Bears are really considering Andy Dalton, first of all, the Russell Wilson trade must be completely out of the window if they're thinking about even bringing in Andy Dalton. And then second of all, Matt Nagy is not going to have a job next year after they go like 7-9 or 6-10 and not make the playoffs, and then we can't even trust his judgment anymore. His quarterbacks were Nick Foles, Mitch Trubisky, and Andy Dalton, and he picked all them. So what are we doing? Oh my goodness, Matt Nagy, please let this be a fake story. Please, for the love of God, for the sake of your job, let this be a fake story. And then the 49ers are, quote, strong contenders. What are we talking about here? You'd rather, as a backup, that's fine for the 49ers, to back up Jimmy Garoppolo, but still, as a backup, he still couldn't get it done for this Cowboys team. Why do you think he's going to step up for your team? The only thing I would say is that Mike McCarthy was his coach this season, which is not great. Absolutely not great. But if you're going to put it all on the coach, I mean, this man's been in the league for like 12 seasons. So, I mean, we got to stop, the coach, the playmakers around him narrative at some point, right? We got to stop. We got to start talking about the actual talent of the quarterback at some point. So, alrighty, Matt Nagy, if you want to live and die by Andy Dalton, let that be your prerogative, but I can tell you it won't turn out well for you. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens with Andy Dalton. The man should just retire because you had your last second chance here this season, and you still couldn't make it work with really kind of a loaded roster, talent-wise, offensively. So, I don't know what people are thinking sometimes. I don't know what people are thinking sometimes. Alrighty, here's that Derrick Henry story we teased a little bit. Derrick Henry iced out his O-line after he surpassed 2,000 yards rushing this season. Absolutely fantastic. Look at this bling. Derrick Henry appreciating the line. I love to see that. So nice gold chain here with 2K in the center, and then on the back's got the number of the offensive lineman, the name, and then, reminding him, hey, you helped me rush for 2,000 yards, baby. I appreciate you. So absolutely love everything about Derrick Henry, folks. I love everything about this man. And how could you not love everything about this man, folks? He's just getting better every single season. This man will rush for 4,000 yards at one point. Everything is going up. So here we go. 2016 and 2017, he wasn't even starting. Only started 2 games. He played all the games, but only started 2 games. So 2016, his first year, he rushed for 490 yards. 2017, he rushed for 744 yards. And then it started to click, baby. He gets the starting role in 2018, 1,059 yards receiving. You think, oh my goodness, can he still go up? Well, yes, he can, because in 2019, he rushed for 1,540 yards. And then came the 2,000 yards this season, baby. 2020, 2,027 yards with 17 touchdowns. Absolutely mammoth. Fantastic runner. Literally, have you ever seen a running back that has gotten better every single season in 5 straight seasons in his first 5 seasons? Come on, stop disrespecting this man. Give this man the respect he deserves. He is hands down the best running back that is currently in this league, and I'm telling y'all, I will bet the show on this take. I do not care. Derrick Henry will go down as the greatest running back of all time. I do not care what anybody says. What anybody says. He's going to be great. He's already great. Oh man. I love it. Alrighty, moving on, and here we go. Well, we told you yesterday that Drew Brees signed with NBC, and then Chris Collinsworth had to go tweet, quote, I think I can finally say it now. Welcome to NBC, Drew. One of the greatest players and guys to ever play the game. We are lucky to have you on our team. Now, if we ever get a broadcast of Chris Collinsworth and Drew Brees, I may have to put it on mute, and that's no disrespect to them. I mean, they're fine at what they do. It's just a little much at some points. I think we all know. And especially Drew Brees. The one thing I'm really not looking forward to with Drew Brees kind of being in the broadcasting booth or just kind of being in that Football Night in America segment is his family. I don't want to hear about his family. I'm honestly over the family already. I mean, and if you think he's not going to bring up his family, well, did you see how he announced his retirement? His 4 kids sitting on the couch and each having lines and taking turns going down the row of like, hey, after so many seasons, and then the next kid's like, my dad is finally, going to retire, and then the other kid's like, to spend more time with us, and then they all get up and start yelling and screaming. I don't want to hear about this anymore, folks. I don't want to every week on Sunday night, after we've watched great football action all day, when we're all waiting for that Sunday night football game to hear about, oh, Drew, how's your family and how's all this? And, Drew's like, you know what? When I'm coaching my kids and all this, I tell them to go here and look for this and look for, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. It'd be insufferable. And Chris Collinsworth is going to eat that up all day in that broadcasting booth. So that's the one thing I'm really just not looking forward to. I hope we never get it, honestly. But, man, oh, man, I'm truly not looking forward to Drew Brees in the broadcasting booth or really just anywhere, honestly. And I'm not trying to knock the man, but I get it. You have kids. You're proud. I get it. I get it. But it's already too much. It's already too much. And then, when he really kind of announced his retirement first of, staying on the field after that playoff game against Tom Brady and having, his kids catch with Tom Brady after Tom Brady just ruined your GOAT legacy. You have your kids toss, getting catches from Tom Brady. I mean, he's basically like the stepdad now. That's like what the stepdad does when the dad has to bring his kids to back from visitation to the mom's house, and the mom's new boyfriend is out in the front lawn, and the new boyfriend and the dad are kind of talking, and the dad's like better at everything or the stepdad's better than everything that the dad's in, so they're all playing catch from a better quarterback than their actual dad. That was kind of like what Drew Brees was doing at the end of his career, staying on the field after that Bucs playoff game. But yeah, so we'll see what happens. But hopefully it's not as bad as I'm making out to be. But we'll see. Drew Brees to NBC. Alrighty. And let's finish off Drew Brees here. We get a top 10 highlights of his entire career here. So nice little 2-minute highlight tape of the 10 best plays of Drew Brees of all time. So let's see what this man is actually doing. We looked at the stats and they're great. We knew that. But let's see what he was doing here in action. So here we go. First play. Nice little 20-yard dump, but then the running back takes it all the way. And that's a touchdown against the Cowboys. Yes, sir. Is that Darren Sproles? Oh, man. Oh, no, C.J. Spiller, okay. So, perfect pass there by Drew Brees. Not sure when that was, though. All right, Drew Brees against the Falcons here. He's going to run it. Is he going to take it into the end zone? Oh, yeah. 2 linebackers try to make the big old tackle on him, and they're down 7 with the minute left. The heart of a champion. Drew Brees says, hang on, I'm just going to take it all the way and tie this game up myself. The heart and soul of a true champion. Yes, sir. Takes the big old hit, and he's a little older because that just happened a couple of seasons ago. All righty, now gearing up for the big old throw down the field in the end zone. Caught. I want to count the yards on this one. What was he slinging here? Not that much. Maybe 45 yards. Running start on 3rd and 20. 3rd and 20 against the Bills, all the way down for the touchdown. Fantastic. Alrighty, and then number 7 here, backed up on his own 2-yard line. He's going to take the one-on-one matchup. Yes, sir, and it's right on the money. Who the heck is that? He is quick. Woof. Who is that? Damn, I couldn't read the back of his jersey. But anyway, he's quick. Alrighty, Drew Brees against the Giants here. I wish you would tell me if this is like a playoff game or not. This is looking like it could be a playoff game, maybe. Alrighty, against the 49ers here. Oh, an all-out blitz here, and Drew Brees stays calm, cool, collected in the pocket, escapes the pressure, and then throws the dart over the middle of the field for the touchdown. Yes, sir. Jimmy Graham, front of the end zone. Touchdown. Alrighty, number 4 against the Falcons. They already blown them out, and, here we go, 4th quarter. Going, is that Darren Sproles? I think this might be Darren Sproles now. All these throws must be like him breaking yards or something, breaking records, because every touchdown pass, everybody's just mobbing this man. So his best plays are like his record-setting plays. All right, that's a little lame to do, a little cop-out. Alrighty, here we go, wide open pass. Once again, give me the scenario. Is this a playoff game? What is this about? Maybe not. It's probably not. I don't know, another record-breaking play or something. All right, I don't even like this highlight tape, but whatever. We'll finish it. We're on play number 2 right here. Probably should have the sound now. Let me have the sound. Maybe I can hear something here. Play number 2 against the Colts. Wide open touchdown. What do they call this one? 504 touchdown pass. All right, so just record break. That's other. Can you have your record-setting passes just be your best passes? Is that? I feel like that's kind of like a cop-out there. I mean, these are like wide open passes here, and just all right, whatever. Well, that didn't work out, so we'll just stop it here. I'm over it. But that's Drew Brees, top 10 plays, all record-setting plays, which we know. But are those your best plays? Blowout, wide open touchdown passes? Whatever, NFL, whatever you all say. All right. Let's head over to see some NBA stories because I don't know what the heck is going on here, folks. We take like one day off of not talking about the NBA in depth, and then we get wild rumors going on here. So here we go. Report: talks between the Wizards and the Clippers have been going on, and the Clippers acquiring Russell Westbrook is gaining momentum. What? That would not help the Clippers at all. Like we say, all respect to Russell Westbrook. Absolutely. He's a great competitor. Do not get us wrong. He's a fantastic talent. He's fantastic athletically. But he's not the greatest teammate. He does not really fit into the role of team sports, unfortunately. I mean, folks, look what James Harden is doing. That's just the proof. That's literally all the proof we need of all the kind of other superstars he's been paired up with and didn't make work. Kevin Durant, James Harden. James Harden is really just kind of this huge kind of just blinding light of like, hey, this is a warning. Russell Westbrook, yes, he's all good. He's very athletic. We know this, but he does not work because James Harden is sacrificing his role for this Nets and averaging, 25 points and 11 assists. I mean, he's getting it done. He's changing up his game. So it didn't work with Russell Westbrook in Houston, but it wasn't Russell Westbrook because now James Harden has more superstars around him, Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, and Kyrie Irving being the huge vocal voice kind of taking over the number one spot, where with James Harden and Russell Westbrook, James Harden was kind of, the number one, where Russell Westbrook had to be the number two. And there was kind of, some back and forth of just, maybe James Harden should take a step back, maybe Russell Westbrook should, but if James Harden took the step back with him and Russell Westbrook, we know that Russell Westbrook can't be that consistent scorer that kind of Kyrie Irving is this season. So James Harden is thriving in kind of his backup role there as the true number two role there in Brooklyn. That just speaks to how unfortunately Russell Westbrook just cannot work with other teammates. So now you're already going to bring that into a dysfunctional Clippers team. I mean, folks, they're not winning games consistently. They're not being competitive. I would not be afraid to face them first round of the playoffs, honestly. I would feel decent about my chances if I was kind of like a 7th or 8th seed with the Clippers getting, whether, it's the 1, 2, 3, 4 seed right now, wherever they are. But I would not feel kind of, hey, if I had the Clippers, I'd be like, hey, they blow games. They blow leads. The only person that steps up consistently is Kawhi Leonard. Everybody else, just never consistent. Paul George, never consistent. Right now, he might have a good game here and there, and then we already know his track record in the playoffs. Playoff P, you have your own nickname for your playoff performance. That's not good. That is not good. So I really think this would be a huge mistake for Russell Westbrook to go with the Clippers. He would demand the ball. It would frustrate Kawhi Leonard. I don't think Kawhi Leonard would like this. Why would Kawhi Leonard like this? Russell Westbrook would be turning over the ball and not passing to Kawhi Leonard when Kawhi Leonard's the primary scorer on this team. Russell Westbrook would clash with everybody there. It would just not work, and this is another kind of non-clutch like Paul George. A lot of turnovers, not getting it done, not being clutch. That's what the Clippers need. The Clippers need somebody clutch, and Russell Westbrook, no disrespect, but he's not clutch. So this would not work at all. This truly would be a disaster, and I don't even know why they would even think about this, but, I don't know, man. Do what y'all want to do, but I'm telling you, this would not work, honestly. Alrighty, here we go. A story on the Warriors. Like we just said, we just saw the video 2 days ago of Steph Curry just chewing out his bench, and for rightful reasons. Nobody steps up on this team. They just got blown out last night against the Lakers with no Anthony Davis. You cannot be getting blown out with no Anthony Davis. So here we go. Steph Curry, an actual quote now. We don't have to read lips or just kind of see what he's saying in a video that has no audio. So here he is, the quote last night. Quote, "We got to get sick of getting blown out. That's embarrassing. We have to have some pride with how we're playing. You can lose games. That's going to happen, but not like that." And I 1,000% agree with Steph Curry. What are we doing here, folks? We were a dynasty. We were the best team in the league for about 4 straight seasons. And now these other guys are just not stepping up. They don't have this championship mentality anymore. Where has, the fight gone? I'm trying my best out here as little old Steph Curry. I'm trying trying my best, but I still need other shooters. Nobody can win with only one superstar in this league. Nobody, not even LeBron. LeBron carried literal trash to the finals for seasons on end, but could never win them consistently because you cannot win titles with only one superstar. So Steph Curry's like, he's feeling LeBron James' frustration for the last 15 years, all in just this one season alone. So you've got some good pieces. Andrew Wiggins, he's been kind of decently consistent. He definitely could be a little bit better. Kelly Oubre can definitely be a little bit better here. Draymond Green could definitely step it up a little bit. But there's really just no great depth to this team. They have just if they don't win the game, they get blown out. They either win or they get blown out. There is no really kind of close losses here for this team. So Steph Curry, I 1,000% agree with everything that he just said here. I agreed with him yelling at his bench. He's just like, folks, I mean, are y'all ever going to buy in? Are y'all ever going to sacrifice? Are y'all ever going to be consistent and get it done without me having to kind of force feed y'all everything? I mean, like, folks, we're grown men out here. We're competitors. I know Kelly Oubre and Andrew Wiggins have never competed for anything in their life in the NBA, but I have, and I've won titles, and I dethroned LeBron James, and I have won, and I've won MVP unanimously, and I've won 2 MVPs, and y'all are still being trash. What more do I have to do to encourage y'all to step it up? Because if you're not going to step it up, then we'll try to get some younger guys, some new guys that will. So either step it up or get the heck out of here. So we'll see what's going to happen with this Warriors team. They got to figure out something, whether it's rotations or finding other pieces at the trade deadline, because Steph Curry can't do it all himself, and nobody else is stepping up here consistently. Alrighty, and then the last story to go through. CJ McCollum is back tonight, baby! Yes, sir, love it. Now the Blazers can finally try to get back on track here a little bit more. Did they just lose last night? Did they even play last night? Did they play last night? What do we got here? They did not play last night, so they do play today. What are they since the All-Star break? They dropped a little bit down here. 4-6 in the last 10. 1-game losing streak. They were like the 4 seed for a little bit, 5 seed for a little bit, but now have dropped down to that 6 seed. So they definitely want to try to get back on track here. CJ McCollum being back is absolutely great for them. I mean, this man, I think he's averaging maybe, do I dare say, 29 points a game? 25 to 29 points a game that this man's averaging. So huge kind of offensive piece. Now they can get a little bit more deeper off the bench now. Now whether it's going to be Gary Trent Jr. or Derrick Jones Jr. or Gary Trent Jr. Yeah, they're both juniors. Either Derrick Jones Jr. or Gary Trent Jr. coming off the bench now. Definitely going to help them out a little bit more in the depth department. Hopefully Carmelo Anthony can kind of keep up his pace as well. And if you just get, just adding an extra kind of free 20 plus points a game by putting CJ McCollum back on this team, it's going to be fantastic. So now the Blazers can finally get back on track, and now this is kind of where Damian Lillard has to go out and kind of solidify his MVP candidacy. What he has to start doing now is just still, once again, closing out games. And now they have to start winning games a little bit more consistently here. We gave them a little bit of a pass on most of their losses because they didn't have McCollum or Nurkic for basically the entire season. But now they have to start beating the better teams consistently and start getting into that kind of top 4 of the Western Conference, because that's really the only way that Damian Lillard can win MVP. If he just kind of held them off just long enough with the record-wise for CJ McCollum to come back, and then they kind of put their offense into hyperdrive and now start making, starting to kind of make, their progress toward that kind of number 4 seed in the West, because like we said, they're number 6 right now, and they're kind of 4 games out from that 6 seed. So if they can finish top 4, if they start beating the better teams consistently, if they, have a great record to end the season, we can definitely look at Damian Lillard for MVP just because of that, and just kind of, taking over this team while the other good stars of this team were out due to injury or whatever it was. But they definitely need to start winning some more games consistently here. So CJ McCollum's back tonight, and I think we'll take them because I think we can fit a moneymaker in today. So those are all the stories we needed to cover for today. Let's head over to what happened yesterday in the NBA. We aren't going to go deep in the stats today. We'll just kind of look at the overview, and then we'll try to squeeze this moneymaker in, and then we're back to March Madness bracketology, baby. So here we go. Hornets in the Kings. Hornets, another win here. Love it. Are they on a 2-game winning streak? What do they got going on? Hornets, 4-game winning streak, 7-3 in their last 10, and they're currently number 6 in the East, folks. Yes, sir. Wow, they're very close to getting up to number 4 right here. They're only 1.5 games out from number 4. Absolutely fantastic. That's where the Heat are right now. 4, 5, and 6 is Heat, Celtics, Hornets. So I'm definitely all about that. So as long as the Hornets keep on winning, I've got no problem. They just go out and beat the Kings, 122-116. Let's just check on LaMelo Ball quickly. See what that man's doing. Keep tabs on him. LaMelo Ball, 16 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds. All right, little lackluster night by him, but Terry Rozier, 26 points. Gordon Hayward, 25 points. Miles Bridges, 10 points off the bench. Devontae Graham, 12 points off the bench. All right, not bad there. Team getting it all done, and this bench is starting to be a little bit more consistent here. 2 players in double-digit scoring. That's the minimum that we're looking for here, so the Hornets getting it done last night. Love it. Alrighty, Bucks and the Wizards now. Definitely got to check this one a little bit more. Bucks win 133-122. Definitely would just want to keep tabs on Russell Westbrook real quick and Giannis. So Giannis triple-double, 31 points, 10 assists, 15 rebounds. Shot 1 of 2 from 3 and 6 of 6 from the free throw line. Fantastic. And then for Russell Westbrook here, 23 points, 17 assists, holy moly, and 5 rebounds and 5 turnovers. So not terrible there. All right. Alrighty. Rui Hachimura, great game. Third leading scorer with 22 points and 7 rebounds and 5 assists. Davis Bertans, only 9 points here. All right, a little light by him. And then Chris Middleton steps up for the Bucks, 23 points. Brook Lopez, 22 points. So the big three is back there getting it done consistently for the Bucks. All right. Alrighty, next game up is the Spurs and the Pistons, and the Spurs get the win here, 109-99. I don't think DeMar DeRozan was still in last game. Did DeMar DeRozan play? He did not play. So still he's not back, but they're able to beat the Pistons. I mean, that's not a surprise. I mean, the Pistons are still not good. All right, then we get the Knicks and the Nets, and this game was a little bit closer than I thought it would be. I did not think the Knicks would be that competitive, but they only lose by 5. So 117-112 win over the Knicks for the Nets. So great night by James Harden. Great night by Kyrie Irving. They're able to kind of get it done. Unfortunately, Julius Randle had a game-tying 3 potential, and he ends up kind of going up-down, unfortunately. The ref... I mean, so they get the inbound by us. They're down 3. Julius Randle tries to shoot over Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving jumps up to block the 3-point attempt and gets the hand on the ball. So Julius Randle tries to come back down, but they call that an up-down, unfortunately. And that's a turnover, and Julius Randle was not happy about it. And then they lose by 5 because they go and shoot 2 free throws and make them both. So good closeout win by the Nets. But this Knicks team, they were competitive against the Nets, so I will give them that. I mean, like I said, I did not think this would be competitive. I thought it was going to be a blowout by the Nets. I didn't think the Knicks would have that kind of capability of just kind of scoring as many points as the Nets could, just kind of keep up scoring wise, but they did kind of decent here. So let's shout it out real quick. Julius Randle, 33 points and 12 rebounds and 6 assists. That was absolutely fantastic. Reggie Bullock with 19 points, RJ Barrett with 23 points, and then Emmanuel Quickley, who got elevated up to the starting lineup because Derrick Rose is still out. So Emmanuel Quickley at the starting guard position here, 21 points. Absolutely fantastic. So everybody really in their starting lineup got it done, and then we get Alec Burks off the bench with 12 points. So kind of a real great night here. Very well done by the Knicks. I'm truly impressed by what the Knicks did last night. Unfortunate that they didn't win, obviously. I mean, silver linings on losses are kind of lame, but that was a decent loss there for the Knicks. Alrighty, the Clippers win here, 109-99 over the Mavericks. The Mavericks, I mean, they've been on a tear lately, so we're not going to judge this loss too harshly, especially against the Clippers, who have been kind of, floundering. I mean, they're 4-6 in the last 10, and they're finally on a win streak because they won last night. So not going to penalize the Mavericks too much for losing last night. Like we said, they're 7-3 in their last 10. They've been beating really great teams. They've really clawed their way back into playoff positioning here, getting that 8th seed. So decent 10-point loss here for the Mavericks. We'll let them lose here. No worries. For the Clippers, I mean, thank goodness, right? Thank goodness they're finally winning. But, I mean, there's really nothing to be afraid of. They put up 109 points. Let's see what Paul George did. Let's see what this man did. Yeah, anybody want to take a bet that he shot under like 36% from the field? Let's see. Well, there... It's even worse than I thought. So Kawhi Leonard, 22 points, 7 assists, 8 rebounds on 45% shooting. 1 of 5 from 3 is not great. But Paul George goes 15 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists on 27% shooting. So, yeah, it's not great here by Paul George. You cannot be afraid of this team. What is there to be afraid of this team on? Just Kawhi Leonard? That's fine. I understand that. But, oh, man, nobody else really great. Alrighty, what else we got here from last night? Pacers, Nuggets. Well, Pacers, they had Karis LeVert for their second game. Unfortunately, they could not overthrow the Nuggets. So Pacers lose 121-106 against the Nuggets. So let's see what Karis LeVert is doing. He's still at the starting 2. 17 points, 3 steals, 2 assists, 2 rebounds. He was the third leading scorer. So not bad. Outscored Domantas Sabonis. Leading scorers were Malcolm Brogdon with 24 points and Justin Holiday with 19 points. And then comes Karis LeVert with the 17. Doug McDermott with the 12 points off the bench. I mean, that's still solid, right? I mean, that's kind of what Karis LeVert is bringing to this team. Not only his own scoring production, but good scoring production from the bench now. But nobody else steps it up off the bench. TJ McConnell, 2 points. Goga Bitadze, I don't even know, 3 points. Edmund Sumner, 3 points. Aaron Holiday, 6 points. So, yeah, once again, I mean, not a great big and not a great bench. I mean, let's see what Jokic did on Miles Turner. 32 points. 32 points on Miles Turner. Jeez. Oof. 32 points for Jokic, 14 rebounds, 5 assists. Miles Turner. Yikes. But that's what we know. I mean, that's not surprising to us. Alrighty, then Suns and the Grizzlies. Once again, the Grizzlies cannot beat a good team. They're now 17-19, 2 games below 500 now. Grizzlies, ugh, man. As soon as we start to believe in them a smidge, they go ahead and flounder some more here. So another loss here by the Grizzlies. Non-competitive, 23-point loss over the Suns. Man, oh man, Grizzlies. Truly disappointing. Alrighty, then we get the Lakers and the Warriors kind of got blown out again. A 30-point loss, 31-point loss to the Lakers here, 128-97. Let's check everybody on this Warriors team. Who's not stepping it up? Let's see what Kelly Oubre did. Let's see what Andrew Wiggins did. Andrew Wiggins at 15 points. That's always classic him, 15 points. It doesn't matter how many shots he takes. You know, it could be 20, it could be 4. He'll get the 15 points. That's really it. That's really it. And then Kelly Oubre Jr., 12 points on 55% shooting. But can we take some more shots here? Who's taking all these shots? Why do they have, like, rarely no shots taken here? I mean, Steph Curry took 17, and the next highest in the starters was Kelly Oubre and Andrew Wiggins, both with 9. I mean, we see like Kyrie Irving with 17 and James Harden both with 17, and then we'd still get Bruce Brown with like 9 and Joe Harris with still like 9. So where are all these shots going? Why do you not have all these shots that the Nets have? So once again, Steph Curry's the leading scorer, 27 points, 4 of 7 from 3, 55% shooting from the field. I mean, this is a solid performance by him. Just nobody else steps it up. I mean, the next highest was 15 points by Andrew Wiggins. And then the next highest was 12 by Kelly Oubre Jr. And then Kevon Looney's putting up no points and 1 rebound in 11 minutes in the starting position. Draymond Green, we know he doesn't score the ball. That's not his game. He's got 7 assists and 6 rebounds. I mean, 1 block, 1 steal, good defensive effort. But he only puts up like 2 points. We don't expect him to score. So we need scoring to come from somebody else. Andrew Wiggins, start taking more shots. Kelly Oubre Jr., start taking more shots. You've got nobody on the bench to score either. So, I know, man, I would be frustrated like Curry is as well. Alrighty, that was the NBA from last night. Let's see what's on tap today. We do have back-to-back nationally televised games, so that's great. Jazz Celtics going to be a great one. Cannot wait for this one. 7:30 on TNT, so fantastic there. Then we get Cavs Heat, Knicks 76ers. Ooh, Knicks on back-to-back real tough games. We'll see if Ben Simmons is back here for the 76ers. I think he is. Thunder and the Bulls, Hawks and the Rockets, Blazers, Pelicans. That's the 10 o'clock game on TNT. And then the Lakers in a back-to-back against the Timberwolves to close it out at 10:30 tonight. So let's get our money back on track here, right? We didn't do one yesterday. Taking a little bit of a step back. Let's take a breath. Let's see how everything fares out. And let's get back on track today so we can kind of fit one in here. Decent time here on the show. All right, so here we go. Let's refresh this. Let's get these refreshed up to date. Alrighty, so back to making money today. Here we go. Jazz, Celtics. Jazz -4, Celtics +4. Now, the Celtics 6-4 in their last 10, being decent here. Everybody's good to go for the Jazz, and everybody's good to go for the Celtics, so everybody is good to go. So now it's just picking who's the better team here. Now, the Celtics have been pretty decent here. They just put up 130 points against the Rockets in their last game, and I understand it's the Rockets, but, hey, putting up 134 points against a bad team, that's actually pretty dang good. So we'll give it to the Celtics here. The Jazz, Rudy Gobert, he shouldn't have any problem defensively here because we know Daniel Tice, Tristan Thompson, Robert Williams, none of those are outside scoring threats. So Rudy Gobert can lock him up down low and then maybe kind of help out, on the edge if they need to on a mismatch or something. So Jazz -4, Celtics +4. I think Jazz -4 is decent value, but I think we're going to stay away from it just because kind of the scoring output the Celtics have been doing a little bit. They've really kind of found the rhythm, especially with Marcus Smart kind of back in the rotation a little bit more. I mean, these last couple of games, 134 points, 109 points, 132 points, 117 points, 111 points, 118 points, beating the Pacers, Wizards, Clippers, Raptors, just only losing against the Nets, which is, they've got so much firepower that, that is probably going to be a loss. So, like what the Celtics are doing, going to use this one to kind of gauge where the Celtics truly are at. This is a great matchup against the Jazz for the Celtics, so we'll just watch this one and learn from it. Alrighty, Knicks 76ers, Knicks +7, 76ers -7 here. Derrick Rose game time decision, so we'll see about that. Austin Rivers game time decision, that'd be interesting if he can kind of get some solid minutes off the bench. And then Elfrid Payton also a game time decision. And then for the 76ers, Joel Embiid is out. That's kind of a huge out for them, but they've kind of been doing decent. They did decent when him and kind of Ben Simmons both were out with COVID. They actually were winning all those games. They're on a 5-game winning streak. So 76ers -7 is interesting. But no Joel Embiid, so we really can't be too concerned about it, or kind of we can't feel too great about the 76ers -7. And then for the Knicks +7, it might seem like good value, but on a back-to-back and just kind of the heartbreaking loss last night, Julius Randle was really upset last night. I mean, he had to kind of get almost like pushed back off the floor because the man was about to fight somebody. So Knicks +7, it's just going to be too much emotion for me to bet on the Knicks today, so we'll have to stay away from Knicks and the 76ers as well. Alrighty, Cavs and Heat. Cavs +10.5, Heat -10.5. I'm telling you, this Cavs team, this is something different. Ever since Larry Nance Jr. and Kevin Love have came back, this has been a crapshoot of a team for the Cavs. So we're 1,000% staying away from the Cavs. Jared Allen's not doing what he is because of all this kind of extra beef on the floor. Colin Sexton doesn't kind of know where he fits into this offense anymore now that you got these other two players back. So we are 1,000% staying away from the Cavs. I mean, I think they've put up like 80 points in their last two games. Nothing great. So Kevin Love, game time decision. Matthew Dellavedova is out. And then for the Heat, Avery Bradley is a game time decision. I do think he's going to play tonight, so that's huge. Bam Adebayo, once again, a game time decision. Hopefully we can get him back as well. And then Tyler Hero, a game time decision as well. So the Heat should have no problem winning this game. Definitely staying away from the Cavs. They can't score. I don't even know what their offense is anymore. It's just garbage. It's honestly just absolute garbage now. So going to stay away from taking the Cavs. I mean, taking the Cavs +10.5 is not even anything you should be thinking about doing, honestly. So we'll stay away from this one. Heat -10 should have no problem. Honestly, should have no problem. We should take it. We should take it. We can't be afraid that the Cavs are finally going to turn it on, right? But I am kind of. I am kind of. All right, let's stay away from it. Let's see. Maybe we get better value somewhere else, and we can come back to this one. Alrighty, then the Thunder, Bulls. Thunder +6 and Bulls -6. You're giving me the Thunder +6 points. I might be taking that, especially if Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is playing. We got to start respecting that man a little bit more here. This man is single-handedly getting it done for his squad. So let's see who's in and out here. Al Horford out for the Thunder. Trevor Ariza is out. George Hill is out. Luguentz Dort is a game-time decision. Darius Baisley's out. Theo Melendon, game-time decision. Alrighty, so Thunder, once again, going through a lot of, not having a lot of players, and then only Garrett Temple is out for the Bulls. So interesting here by the Thunder. I mean, these last two games, A lot of players have been out, and they just went and beat the Grizzlies, but then lost to the Knicks by like 20. So, not really sure how I feel about this Thunder team. Getting them +6, man. All those outs. I know Shea Gilgeous-Alexander's going to do good, but man, oh man, how's the supporting cast going to look? So I think we got to stay away from this one, unfortunately, as well. Alrighty, then we get Hawks and the Rockets. Hawks -9, Rockets +9. Let's see who's out for the Rockets. It should be a big old out list, like always. So here we go. Chris Dunn is still out. Clint Capella is a game-time decision. That's not great. And Cam Reddish is still out. Now for the Rockets, Eric Gordon out. John Wall out. Ben McLemore is out. Daniel House Jr. is a game-time decision. Ben McLemore is also a game-time decision, not out. PJ Tucker is out. Christian Wood is... Oh! Christian Wood! Game-time decision coming back, close to coming back. Ooh, can they get back on track? Hopefully, if once Christian Wood comes back, hopefully John Wall and Victor Oladipo start playing consistently as well, so we can try to get them back on track. Ooh, I would love if Christian Wood comes back. I think we have to stay away from this one now just because the Christian Wood potential there. They may not bring him back, and I'm sure he's going to be kind of on minutes restriction when he comes back, but still, I mean, that's going to be huge for them. David Waba's out. Dante Exum is out. So it seems like it's only going to be Victor Oladipo out here tonight. Damn, -9 though. Woof, no value here. No great value. Vegas is not letting us get any great value here tonight, unfortunately. All right, so we're going to have to stay away from Hawks and Rockets. Then we go to Pelicans and Blazers now. We just told you CJ McCollum is back, baby. JJ Redick is still out for the Pelicans, and the usual suspects without CJ McCollum are out for the Blazers, Nurkic and Collins. So Pelicans +2, Blazers -2. I'm trusting Dame with the sidekick. CJ McCollum, first game back. Got to take this. We'll swallow the 2 here. Blazers -2. Let's get it done. Let's get it done. Alrighty, our first pick off the board finally. And then the last game of the night, Timberwolves Lakers. Timberwolves +8, Lakers -8. All right, out for the Timberwolves still. D'Angelo Russell is out. Malik Beasley still out. Jordan McLaughlin is out. And then for the Lakers, Marc Gasol is out. Jared Dudley's out. AD is still out. So the classic usual suspects still out for the Lakers. The only thing that's giving me slight hesitation on this one is that the Lakers are on a back-to-back, but they just kind of blew out the Warriors. Anthony Edwards has kind of still been up and down. Yes, he just had like a kind of a great game against the Blazers, but still, it's just, nothing great by this Timberwolves team. Karl Anthony Towns should have decent success, but maybe not, because Montrezl Harrell, hang on, let me... Before we solidify this pick, I kind of forgot to see, was Montrezl Harrell in the starting lineup last night for the Lakers? Because he either did not start still, but it played hefty minutes, 25 minutes off the bench, 27 points, 5 rebounds. I freaking love Montrezl Harrell, man. Yes, sir. The bench really stepped up for the Lakers last night. LeBron played 30 minutes, 22 points, triple-double, 11 assists, 10 rebounds. So yeah, let's take the Lakers here. We'll swallow their 8 points on a back-to-back against the Timberwolves. Not ready to trust this Timberwolves team. I'm definitely not ready to believe in kind of Anthony Edwards on a nightly basis. I know he's kind of going big right now on social media, and I get it. The highlight posters, the nice, 30-point performance that he just had, but it's not consistent, folks, so we can't really believe in it. So we'll swallow the 8 for the Lakers, swallow the 2 for the Blazers. Anything else that we want to come back in and swallow? No. I kind of want to take the Celtics +4, honestly. Does that make me crazy? Actually, you know what? We're back in on the Celtics, folks. Now that Marcus Smart is back, we're back, baby. That's really kind of what we wanted to see. We definitely needed Marcus Smart to come back, and he's finally back. So finally back and starting to get back into kind of his rhythm and rotation a little bit. He is still coming off the bench, but I mean, that's still fine. I get it. So we're going to take the Celtics +4 here. Let's get that going. All right, so we're going to go Blazers -2, Lakers -8, and Celtics +4 tonight. Let's take the points for the home team for the Celtics. We're back believing in the Celtics now. All righty, so that's how you make some money tonight. Blazers -2, Lakers -8, Celtics +4. Alrighty, let's continue on our March Madness coverage. Let's update this bracket here. Let's see how many people... Oh, yeah, save my picks. Definitely do that. Alrighty, so let's see what. Let's get this refreshed. See how many people are now in our pool. As we said, we are hosting a challenge on bracketchallenge.ncaa.com. The links are in the description of the video, the podcast, however you're watching. They're also on my social medias, Twitter and Facebook, Takes by Fans. So you can go and look there and sign up, and the winner gets to come on the show. So we do have 2 new additions here, Go Rutgers and HGMF6FHKS4MN. Absolutely great name. So we got some competitors up here trying to dethrone the king. Alrighty, interesting moves, folks, trying to dethrone the king here. So, alrighty, let's go to our bracket. We just broke down the West yesterday on the show. We created our own algorithm to kind of help us pick some picks because, like, most people that are in March Madness right now, we have not watched a lick of college basketball. So, let's just kind of quickly break down or just kind of recap what we did yesterday. We got Gonzaga going all the way. We love their scoring output. They're putting up so many points, and their defense is actually kind of holding teams to not a lot of points as well. So that was kind of the 2 biggest kind of factors that we saw as we were picking Gonzaga consistently all the way down to the Final Four. Just their scoring output is better than all these other teams here in the West. So we do like Gonzaga here to come out of the West. Now, we did predict some upsets here. We got UCSB upset over Creighton, a 12 seed beating a 5 seed. And then we also have Ohio, number 13, upsetting Virginia, number 4. We loved what Ohio did. We know they're in a kind of a lesser conference, but still their offensive production was still good enough to give us confidence to have that upset. So we ended up having a 12-13 going against each other in the second round, which is kind of absolutely absurd. But we're believing in our own algorithm. We're believing in our takes. So that's what we got there in the West. So now today, let's head over to the south side of the bracket. Let's run these matchups again, run the algorithm, look for any other kind of key players or pieces to kind of make up our judgment. So here we go. We got our algorithm still plugged in here. We're taking kind of 3-point percentage, fast break points, field goal percentage, opponents' points per game, points in the paint, points per game, steals per game, rebound margin, offensive rebound per game, adjusted performance, defense efficiency, offense efficiency, second chance points, true shooting percentage, and assist to turnover ratio. We've weighed them different percentages, either low, medium, or high, and that's kind of what our algorithm that we're working with here and what's important to us in basketball games on what we like to see from the teams that we like to root for and the most successful teams. That's kind of where we put the most priorities in all those categories. Alrighty, so let's start talking about the South now. Here we go. 1-16, Baylor and Hartford. Let's see. Let's put them into our generator here and see what comes out. So here we go. Baylor and Hartford. Alrighty. Oh, not even close here. Baylor, a 64.9 out of 100 in our algorithm, and Hartford, 21.3 out of 100. So really not even close. Look at that. Baylor, 41% 3-point percentage. That's the highest we've seen. We just went through 16 teams in the West, and nobody was even close to 41. Holy cow. At least I don't remember. So that's absolutely fantastic. Field goal percentage is at 49%. Holy cow. Great. Opponents' points per game for Baylor, they're holding teams to 66 points. Hartford's holding them to 63 points, so that's good for Hartford. But the points per game, that's where it differs, folks. Baylor's putting up 84 points a game, where Hartford's only putting up 65 points a game. And look at that. They're basically only winning by 2 points every single game. Hartford's giving up 63 points a game, but they're only scoring 65 points a game. So that's a very narrow victory for all their games. So absolutely, we're taking Baylor 1,000%. No chance at a 16 seed upsetting a 1 seed here. Baylor, yes, sir. 100%. Love that. Alrighty. Hartford, oh my goodness, they're barely winning games. What are we nuts? Cannot even think of choosing Hartford there. They're not even winning games, folks. Whew, barely. Alrighty, so Baylor gets the win over Hartford. Alrighty, then let's go to 8-9, Wisconsin and UNC. Should be a good one. So let's get them in here. UNC. Where are they going to put UNC? We know they're kind of wonky. All right, here it is. North Carolina. Not even UNC. Alrighty. Lucky we know that, what that stood for. What that stood for. All right, then we get Wisconsin. And whoa, Wisconsin's trying to kind of trash in that algorithm. UNC's at 42.6 out of 100, and Wisconsin's only at 24.7. Barely better than Hartford, honestly. So, alrighty, let's see what we get here. 3-point shooting. UNC cannot shoot the three. Holy cow, they're only at 31% from three. That's trash. Where Wisconsin's at 36%. All right. All right, total field goal percentage, 44% for UNC and 42% for Wisconsin. So decently close there. Opponents' points per game. Wisconsin's holding you to 64, where UNC's holding you to 69. So Wisconsin's got it there. Then points per game. UNC's putting up 75, and Wisconsin's only putting up 69. All righty, so kind of close there, but UNC's putting up better offensive performance here. And look at this, points in the paint. Oh, God. UNC, 35 points in the paint per game, where Wisconsin's only at 25. So UNC must have a great beef down low. Fantastic for them. All right, rebound margin. Once again, holy cow, UNC 11.2, where Wisconsin's minus 1.8. So once again, UNC's got great bigs. They must. Great points in the paint, great rebound margin. Offensive rebounds a game, 14. Wisconsin's only at 6.7, folks. Alrighty, true shooting percentage, very, very similar, 52.2% for UNC and 53.4% for Wisconsin. So I was kind of closely considering Wisconsin at the front, just kind of based on the three-point shooting and defensive kind of performance of opponents' points per game. But everything else, the bigs of UNC, so let's just kind of double check and kind of make sure that UNC does have good bigs compared to Wisconsin, because I think we are ready to solidify North Carolina here. So let's go to our website that we do like, basketball.realgm.com. We get great stats. We get their starting lineup. It's fantastic. All right, so here we go. The Tar Heels. See what their bigs are doing. Here we go. Their guards are putting up 12 points and 3 assists a game, 8 points and 1 assist a game. Then their bigs, 17 points and 10 rebounds, fantastic. And then 8 points and 5 rebounds for their center. So their bigs, their power forward, their point guard are good. Now let's quickly, can we find Wisconsin very quickly? Alrighty, Wisconsin's players. Their guards, 14 points a game, 4 assists, 11 points a game, 3 assists. Their bigs, their forward, power forward, 8 points and 3 rebounds, and their center, 6 points and 2 rebounds. So yes, sir, absolutely, we're taking North Carolina all day. Their bigs are better, yes, sir. So UNC over Wisconsin. The algorithm proving so, and the depth chart also proving so for North Carolina. So no upset there by the 9th seed. Alrighty, now let's go to Villanova and Winthrop College. I know somebody that went to Winthrop College. Shout out Corey at Winthrop. So let's see here. All right, here we go. Villanova. 5 seed versus 12 seed. We already had a 12 seed upset the 5 seed in our West. Let's see if that still happens here in the South. So Villanova and Winthrop. Whoa! Upset alerts potential. So here we go. Villanova, 37.5 points out of 100. And Winthrop College, 52.6 out of 100. So it's a clear favor here from our algorithm that Winthrop's going to have an upset, but let's see the stats. So here we go. 3-point percentage is both tied at 35%. Field goal percentage overall, Winthrop's got it a little bit, 46%. Villanova's only at 45% total field goal percentage. All right, opponent points per game. Winthrop's holding you to 66, while Villanova's only holding you to 67. Points per game. Villanova's at 75. Winthrop's at 79. Rebound margin. Winthrop's at 10. Villanova's only at 1.5. Adjusted performance is at Winthrop's advantage at 0.44, where Villanova's at 0.39, and a higher number is better there. Defensive efficiency, Winthrop's get it. Smaller number is better here, 83, where Villanova's at 92. Offensive efficiency, though, Villanova's got it, 104, and Winthrop's only at 99. True shooting percentage, both at 56%. Wow. All righty. And I think we got to go to the depth chart on this one to kind of make our final announcement here. But here we go. Villanova, their guards, 11 points a game, 3 assists, and 8 points a game, barely 1 assist. And then for their bigs, 13 points and 6 rebounds and 15 points and 11 rebounds by their center. All righty. That's great. Now let's check out Winthrop. Damn. Could we get another 12-5 upset? That'd be insane. So here we go. Winthrop, however it's pronounced. Alrighty, their guards. 6 points a game. 1 assist. Wow, their shooting guard's great. 20 points a game. Only 2 assists, a couple of that with, though. And then for their forwards, their bigs, 8 points and 5 rebounds and 15 points and 7 rebounds. Ugh. Alrighty, this is tough, man. Woof. Our algorithm is saying clear Winthrop, but man, oh man, that 20... Villanova, they're big. I kind of like their bigs a little bit more, but man, Winthrop's shooting guard at 20 points a game. Or hang on, what did we just say? Something must have happened. Did I look at the wrong one or something? Yeah, that was Winthrop from last year. Oh, okay. Hang on. We got it from this year. 5 points a game, barely an assist. 7 points a game and barely an assist for their 2 guards. And then for their 2 bigs, 10 points and 8 rebounds and 13 points and 4 rebounds. Alrighty, so I know the algorithm is telling us to take Winthrop here, but it is still kind of close here and kind of the ones that we kind of focus heavy on. The one thing that is kind of getting me is their points per game. Winthrop's putting up 4 more points a game. Man, this is tough. The history of Villanova, though, I think is going to carry them a little bit better. Oh, this is killing me. Twelve and 7, man. Do we believe in 12 and 7 from their forward? Oof. Well, you know what? We got to go with our algorithm, right? Got to give it up to that. So we're going to go with Winthrop with the upset over Villanova. 12 upsetting another 5 here. Alrighty. We're calling it here first, folks. Watch out. Villanova upset first round. Alrighty, let's see if we can get another 13 upsetting on number 4 here. I don't even know what this one is. UNT versus Purdue, so let's get them plugged in. Purdue, and then I don't even know how to find this one. UNT. They're not under the U's. Classic. Why would they be there? UNT. Yikes. Alrighty, well, we're gonna have to Google that one because I don't even know what that school is. Northern Texas Mean Green. Alrighty. Northern Texas. North Texas, right there. All right. Oh, and the algorithm once again predicts the 13 seed beating the 4 seed. Dang it. Dang it. Obviously, these are possibilities, but to have two upsets, both 12 upsetting the 5 and then the 13 upsetting the 4 in both the West and the South, now we're just talking crazy, right? But hey, it's our algorithm, so here we go. 3-point percentage shooting is better for North Texas, hitting 37%. Purdue's only hitting 33%. Field goal percentage is better for North Texas, 47%. Purdue's only got 45%. Opponents' points per game, North Texas holding you to 61. Purdue giving up 66. Points per game, 71 for Purdue, 69 for North Texas, though. All right, rebound margin. Ooh, Purdue's got it, 5.9, where North Texas is only at 2.9. Adjusted performances here. Purdue has it at 0.36 and North Texas is only at 0.33, and that's kind of big because we know North Texas is in a worser conference than Purdue, obviously. That's why we've heard of one and haven't heard of the other. Alrighty, offensive efficiency goes to North Texas a little bit, 98.7, where Purdue has 97.6. And then the defensive efficiency goes to North Texas as well, 86.4, where Purdue is at 90.9. And a smaller number is better there. Alrighty, and then the final one, true shooting percentage is at 55 for Purdue and 57% for North Texas. So North Texas is really kind of winning in each category. It is a little close, though. Purdue is kind of very close of all these other kind of stats that North Texas has. And I think the one thing that we see here that is kind of giving us a little pause of taking North Texas is kind of the adjusted performance. Obviously, Purdue's in a better kind of, division, so they're facing better opponents. So, less scoring, giving up a little bit more points a game is, normal and expected. So, even though our algorithm is telling us to take North Texas, it is still a little close here by Purdue. And that adjusted performance, I think, is going to tell us to take Purdue. So, we are going to go in and lock in Purdue over North Texas. Alrighty, now we're going to Texas Tech versus Utah State. Let's get them plugged in. It is what matchup is this? 6-11? 6-11. Alrighty, Texas Tech, Utah State. And why would Utah be underused? I do not get what it's right here. All right. Oh, it is underused. All right. Here we go. All righty. And another upset potential here. Utah State, better points. Texas Tech is only rated 37.6 out of 100, where Utah State is 45.3 out of 100. Alrighty, the three-point shooting goes to Texas Tech with 34%. Utah State has 33%. Field goal percentage is both at 44%. Opponents' points per game, Texas Tech giving up 63. And Utah giving up 62, so very, very close there. Points per game. Points per game. Where is that at? Points per game. Oh, they're both putting up 73 points a game. Wow, very close. Steals per game, Texas is at 7.3, and Utah State's at 6.8, so very, very close. Rebound margin goes to Utah State, 10.2 for them, and 2.7 for Texas Tech, so the better bigs in Utah State. More offensive rebounds by Utah State. The adjusted performance is in Utah State's favor here at 0.37, where Texas Tech is only at 0.34. Defensive efficiency goes to Utah State with 81 and Texas Tech at 85. Offensive efficiency is very close, 98 for Texas Tech and 96 for Utah State. And true shooting percentage, kind of decently close as well, 54.3% for Texas Tech and 53.8% for Utah State, so very, very close. But we're going to give it to Utah State. The adjusted performance is in Utah State's favor. They both kind of are great defensively and offensively. Field goal percentage is the same, so very, very close here. Maybe we should look at the depth a little bit. Let's see what Texas Tech has very quickly. Alrighty, Texas Tech, their guards, point guard, 10 points a game and 1 assist. Shooting guard, 13 points a game and 2 assists, so 2 good scoring guards. Then for their bigs, 7 points a game, 4 rebounds, and 9 points a game and 7 rebounds. All right, so a little lackluster on their bigs. Their guards are a little bit better for Texas Tech. Now let's go to Utah very quickly and kind of compare. This is kind of our tiebreaker because they are very, very close in the algorithm, even though I am kind of starting to lean toward Utah State just in the algorithm alone. Now let's see what they're doing here on their depth chart. Alrighty, point guard, 8 points a game and 4 assists. Shooting guard, 7 points a game and barely an assist. Now their bigs, 13 points and 8 rebounds and 16 points and 11 rebounds. So yes, sir, I'm going with the bigs. Give me the bigs. We're taking Utah State in the upset over Texas Tech. Yes, sir. Love it. Number 11 seed beating number 6. Alrighty, let's keep it up here. Arkansas and Gate. Is that Colgate College? Alrighty, Arkansas. Let's get them first since we actually know them. Arkansas and Gate. What is that? Colgate. It's got to be Colgate. Yeah, that's what I thought. All right. Wow. Colgate is actually real good in our algorithm. Holy cow. So Arkansas putting up 46.8 out of 100 points in our algorithm, where Colgate's putting up 63.7 out of 100 points in our algorithm. Holy moly. Alrighty. 3-point percentage, it goes to Colgate by a big old margin. Colgate is shooting 40% from 3. They got some great guards there. Yes, sir. Where Arkansas is only putting up 33.9% from 3. Fantastic there. Field goal percentage, goes to Colgate again. 49.8% shooting, and Arkansas is only at 45. Opponents' points per game, Colgate's holding you to 68 points, and Arkansas is holding you to 70. Points per game, yes. Arkansas putting up 82, but Colgate's putting up 86. Yes, sir. Rebound margin is in favor of Colgate, even though it is close. 5.3 for Colgate and 4.2 for Arkansas. Adjusted performance is in Colgate's favor, 0.47. Arkansas only got 0.42. Defensive efficiency is close, but it goes to Arkansas, 86 for Arkansas and 87.9 for Colgate. Offensive efficiency goes by Colgate by big 110 and for Colgate and 100 for Arkansas. And then true shooting percentage, 60% for Colgate and only 55 for Arkansas. So everything is telling us to take Colgate, and we will. Colgate, absolutely fantastic here. Woof! Another upset here. We are calling a lot of upsets, folks. Our algorithm, it's either telling us craziness or, we are spot on. So we'll see, obviously we'll know when the tournament starts to go. But, yeah, I'm kind of liking it so far. Give me the great shooting. Give me the great bigs. And so far, that's what we're judging our algorithm on. So fantastic work. Alrighty, let's move on to Florida and Virginia Tech, the 10-7 matchup. Alrighty, Florida and Virginia Tech. Ooh, very close, very close. So here we go. Florida scoring 34.4 points out of 100 in our algorithm, and Virginia Tech putting up 35.7 out of 100 points in our algorithm. So very, very close. But let's kind of break down the stats a little bit more here. 3-point shooting is both tied at 35.7, even tie there. Field goal percentage, a little bit better for Florida, 46%, where Virginia Tech is at 45%. Alrighty, now opponents' points per game. Virginia Tech's holding you to 65, where Florida's only holding you to 69. And then points per game, Florida's putting up 74, Virginia Tech's putting up 72. So very, very close when you kind of take points per game compared to opponents' points per game. Alrighty, now what else do we get here? Rebound margin is in Virginia Tech's favor, 3.4, where Florida's only at 1.1. Adjusted performance, decently close here, but it goes to Virginia Tech, 0.38, where Florida's only at 0.33. True shooting percentage, very close again. Virginia Tech at 55% and Florida's at 56%, so very, very close. We are going to have to kind of look at the teams here to kind of get a sense of what they're doing in their guards and their bigs. This is going to be the tiebreaker here, so let's go to Florida. Looking at their guards and bigs. Alrighty, so here we go. They're two guards. Point guard, 13 points a game and 3 assists. Shooting guard, 8 points a game and barely 1 assist. Look at their small forward, 22 points a game and 5 rebounds. Their power forward, 5 points and 4 rebounds. And their center, 9 points and 5 rebounds. So they do have a nice power forward there. Holy cow. Alrighty, now let's go to Virginia Tech. They are in the same conference, so they may have faced each other, so we may take that as kind of the tiebreaker. Alrighty, point guard, 2 points a game and 4 assists. Shooting guard, 15 points and 5 rebounds and 1 assist. Holy cow. Power forward, or small forward, 16 points, 6 rebounds. Power forward, 10 points, 3 rebounds. And center, 18 points and 9 rebounds. Oh, yeah. Alrighty. So they got a great shooting guard. Their small forward's good. Their center's good. Alrighty, I think I like Virginia Tech a little bit better. A little bit better. Let's see their schedule. If they face, we'll kind of take the head-to-head result as kind of our tiebreaker. Hopefully they faced. They did not. Darn it! Darn it! Alrighty, real close here. But, I think I like Virginia Tech's roster a little bit more. Darn it. Man, oh man, this is real close. Florida's power forward is truly impressive, though. Ugh. Alrighty. We're going to call it for Virginia Tech. Our algorithm agrees, and kind of our roster depth chart agrees as well, a little bit as well. So Virginia Tech gets the win over Florida. And then for the last matchup of the South first round, Ohio State versus, I believe that's Oregon University, not Oregon, the Oregon. So here we go, Ohio State, a 2-15 matchup. Oregon. Oh, no, that's not Oregon State. What was this? ORU. Is that Oral Roberts? It is Oral Roberts. Alrighty. Okay, so here we go. Ohio State versus Oral Roberts. Ohio State putting up 37.2 out of 100 points in our algorithm, and Oral Roberts putting up 30.6. So clear favorite of Ohio State there. 3-point shooting goes to Oral Roberts with 39% over Ohio State with 36%. Field goal percentage is in Ohio State's favor, barely 46%, where Oral Roberts is at 45.4%. Opponents' points per game, Ohio State giving up 71 and Oral Roberts giving up 75. And points per game, Ohio State putting up 77 and Oral Roberts putting up 81. Wow, okay. Alrighty. Rebound margin is heavy in Ohio State's favor, 2.9, where Oral Roberts is negative 2.8. Adjusted performance is in Ohio State's favor, heavy, 0.39, where Oral Roberts is only 0.30. Defensive efficiency is real tight. It's actually together 96.2 for both teams. And then true shooting percentage goes to Oral Roberts, 58.7 and 57.9 for Ohio State. But the one thing, the adjusted performance is definitely very high in Ohio State's favor, holding team to less points a game, even though Oral Roberts is shooting more and it probably a little bit worse of a conference, obviously, than Ohio State, and Ohio State has good defense to lock down that scoring. So we are going to choose Ohio State here with the win. Alrighty, so we got the first round in the South figured out. Let's start going to the second round matchup. So now we got Baylor versus UNC. Let's plug them in. And clear favorites of Baylor here. I mean, once again, Baylor's putting up great numbers out of 100 here, 64.9, where USC's only at 45 out of 100. So 3-point shooting goes to Baylor. I mean, that 3-point shooting of 41% is fantastic. Alrighty, opponents' points per game. Baylor holding you to 66, USC holding you to 65. But the points per game, Baylor's putting up 84 points a game, folks, where USC's putting up only 74. So that's 10 more points a game. The rebound margin does go to USC a tad, 6.8 rebounds for USC, where Baylor's at 4.3. Adjusted performance is in Baylor's favor just a little bit, 0.48 for Baylor and 0.42 for USC. True shooting percentage is in Baylor's favor heavy, 59.8%, where USC's at 56.2. So we are going to give it to Baylor. The 3-point shooting is better. The points per game for Baylor is better. The adjusted performance is better. So yes, Baylor over UNC. Alrighty, now we got Winthrop over Purdue. Can Winthrop double upset here? Let's see. Winthrop is in. Purdue, where are you at? Right here. Alrighty, and Winthrop's has it 52.6 points out of 100, and Purdue's at 35.4. So here we go. The 3-point shooting is a little bit better for Winthrop, 35.3%. Purdue's at 33.5. Field goal percentage, kind of close, but Winthrop has it 46%, where Purdue's at 45. Opponents' points per game, they're both holding their opponents to 66 points. Points per game, Winthrop's putting up 79, and Purdue's only putting up 71. Rebound, oh my goodness, their rebound margin. Winthrop's at 10, Purdue's at 5.9. Adjusted performance, Winthrop's at 0.44, folks. That's fantastic, where Purdue's only at 0.36. Defensive efficiency is better for Winthrop. Offensive efficiency is better for Winthrop. True shooting percentage is better for Winthrop, 56%, and Purdue's only shooting 55%, so we're going to go with Winthrop, another upset over Purdue. They are faring very favorable in our algorithm, folks. They will rival Baylor, but probably will give it to Baylor. We'll see how they stack up. Alrighty, second round here, still going on here, Utah State versus Colgate. Let's get them plugged in. Utah State. Colgate. Alrighty, Colgate, another strong performance here. 45.3 out of 100 points for Utah State and 63.7 points out of 100 for Colgate. So clear Colgate favorite. Colgate has the better 3-point shooting, 40% over 33.6% for Utah State. Field goal percentage overall, 49% for Colgate, 44 for Utah. Opponents' points per game. Utah is holding to opponents to 62 points a game. Colgate holding you to 68. The points per game, Utah is putting up 73, but Colgate's putting up 86 points a game. Oh, my goodness. Alrighty, what else do we get? Adjusted performance. Or no, let's do rebound margin first. Utah's got great rebound margin, 10.2, where Colgate's only at 5.2. Adjusted performance, though, Colgate at 0.47 and Utah at 0.37. So clearly better by Colgate. Defensive efficiency is better for Utah, but offensive efficiency is better for Colgate. True shooting percentage, I mean, holy cow, Colgate's at 60% and Utah's at 53%. So think we're going to give it to Colgate here. Colgate is better offensively. Yes, Utah is a little bit better defensively, but the adjusted performance is better by Colgate by a lot, and that's going to be our final kind of determining factor here. So we got Colgate beating Utah State. Damn, we got a 14th seed advancing here to the Sweet 16. Alrighty, and then we got Virginia Tech and Ohio State as our last second round matchup here. So let's put them in here. Virginia Tech versus Ohio State. Alrighty, here we go. Ohio State narrowly beating out Virginia Tech in our algorithm. 35.7 points for Virginia Tech, and Ohio State's at 37.2, so very close. Alrighty, 3-point percentage is a little bit better for Ohio State, 36% for Ohio State, 35% for Virginia Tech. Field goal percentage, once again, very close, 46% for Ohio State, 45% for Virginia Tech. Alrighty, opponents' points per game, Ohio State holding you to 71, Virginia Tech holding you to 65. Points per game, Ohio State's putting up 77, and Virginia Tech is putting up 72. Adjusted performance, very close here. Ohio State's at .39, Virginia Tech's at .38. Defensive efficiency is heavy for Virginia Tech, 90.2, 96.2 for Ohio State. The lower number is better, but the offensive rating is better for Ohio State. Higher numbers better here, 104.9 for Ohio State and 99 for Virginia Tech. And then the true shooting percentage, 55.9% for Virginia Tech, 57.9% for Ohio State. So very, very close here. Let's take a little bit of a second look here. We already have Virginia Tech open, so let's refresh on what they did in their depth chart. They do have the big old power forward there, or the small forward in the center. Got great bigs, a good shooting guard, 15 points and 1 assist for the shooting guard, 16 points, 6 rebounds for the small forward, and 18 points and 9 rebounds for the center. So 2 good bigs here and a good shooting guard for Virginia Tech. Now let's go to Ohio State here, and they may have faced each other, so we can see if they face each other as maybe our tiebreaker. Man, but Ohio State's got a great guard. That 21 points a game for the point guard, 5 rebounds and 3 assists. The small forwards at 13.6 rebounds. The centers at 16 points, 5 rebounds. So Ohio State does have a little bit of a better point guard. I think Virginia Tech does have a little bit of a better big than them. But let's see if they faced each other in the regular season. We'll kind of count that as our tiebreaker. Ugh. And they did not face each other in the regular season. Truly unfortunate. Alrighty, but we're going to give it to the guard here. We are a little bit more impressed by the guard, so we're going to give it to Ohio State. Ohio State moves on, beats Virginia Tech. Alrighty, now we're in the Sweet 16 in the South, so let's finish it off here. Baylor versus Winthrop. Can Winthrop give Baylor their run for their money? Let's see. Here we go. Winthrop versus Baylor. Baylor is at 64.9 points out of 100, and Winthrop's at 52.6 points out of 100. 3-point shooting is better for Baylor, 41% compared to 35%. Field goal percentage is better for Baylor, 49% compared to 46%. Opponents' points per game, they're both holding their opponents to 66, but that scoring output of Baylor, 84 points a game for Baylor, where Winthrop's putting up 79, which is still pretty good. Rebound margin is heavy for Winthrop, 10 rebounds, plus 10 rebounds for Winthrop and 4.3 for Baylor. Adjusted performance close, but it goes to Baylor, 0.48 for Baylor and 0.44 for Winthrop. Alrighty, what else do we get here? True shooting percentage goes to Baylor, 59.8% for Baylor, where Winthrop's putting up only 56%. So, with all that being said, we like Baylor just a little bit more. A great run by Winthrop, but we got Baylor advancing to the Elite 8. Alrighty, and then we get Colgate versus Ohio State. Once again, Colgate giving a lot of these teams a run for their money. So let's see if they can kind of challenge Ohio State here. Oof, in the big disparity here in our algorithm here, giving 63.7 points to Colgate and 37.2 points to Ohio State. Wow. Alrighty, so here we go. 3-point shooting is better for Colgate, 40 compared to 36.5. Field goal percentage is better for Colgate, 49.8 compared to 46. Opponents' points per game, Colgate's holding you to 68. Ohio State's holding you to 71. Colgate's putting up 86 points a game, where Ohio State's putting up 77. Rebound margin is in favor of Colgate, 5.3, where Ohio State's only at 2.9. Their rebound margin a game is not great. Alrighty, adjusted performance is in favor of Colgate, 0.47, where Ohio State is at 0.39. Wow. Defensive efficiency is better for Colgate, 87.9 compared to 96.2. Offensive efficiency is better for Colgate. And then the true shooting percentage, 60.2% for Colgate and 57.9% for Ohio State. So, I mean, we're going to give it to Colgate here. A huge upset. I mean, there's just so much disparity here in our algorithm. I mean, we're talking about an almost 30-point difference here. We really haven't really seen that too much. So, we're going to call the upset. Ohio State cannot get it done, unfortunately. Alrighty, so that brings us to Baylor and Colgate in the final two here for the South. So let's get Baylor in here and see how they match up. Should be very, very close. Yeah, it's very close. 63.7 for Colgate still in 64.9 for Baylor. 3-point shooting is better for Baylor, 41% compared to 40% for Colgate. Field goal percentage shooting is both at 49%. Opponents' points per game, Baylor's holding you to 66. Colgate's holding you to 68. Points per game, Colgate's putting up 86. Baylor's putting up 84. Rebound margin, close. 5.3 for Colgate, 4.3 for Baylor. Alrighty, what else do we get? Adjusted performance, very close, 0.48 for Baylor, 0.47 for Colgate. Very close, yes, sir. All right, true shooting percentage, 60% for Colgate, 59.8% for Baylor. So very, very close. We're going to give it to Baylor because they are the 1 seed. They do kind of outbeat them, just kind of the natural algorithm. A little bit of a more secure pick just in case if Colgate doesn't get this far, we'll rock with Baylor here. Our algorithm agrees. We'll agree. Baylor beats Colgate and advances to the Final Four with Gonzaga in the Final Four as well. So here we go. This is our South. We have a couple of upsets here. We got Winthrop upsetting Villanova, 12-5. 12-5 seed upset. We got Utah State upsetting Texas Tech. We got Colgate upsetting Arkansas. We got Virginia Tech upsetting Florida. Then we got Colgate beating Utah State and getting to the Elite Eight, unfortunately losing to Baylor. And then we also have Winthrop beating Purdue to get to the Sweet 16, unfortunately losing to Baylor as well. Alrighty, so a couple of upsets here, folks. So that's it for our March Madness today, our South bracket. Tomorrow we will be doing the East. So we have officially half of our bracket completed officially. Looking real good, feeling confident, feeling good about our algorithm and our picks. Alrighty, so let's end the show here. Anything breaking as we were live? I'm sure there was. I mean, you know, these signings are getting wild here. Alrighty. Anybody else getting anybody good? Patriots getting anybody else? Oh, yeah. Bucks re-signing Ndamukong Suh. Absolutely fantastic. That's huge. He was an absolute great piece for them the entire season. Him and JPP. Got to get him back. All right, Saints coach Sean Payton expects quarterback competition between Jameis Winston and Taysom Hill. Quote, there are a few things that may still be out there, but I see the two competing for the position. Yeah, I mean, I would expect it to be an open quarterback competition, but I think Taysom Hill's going to beat him out a little bit. But we'll see. We'll see. Alrighty, I think that's going to do it for us today. Can't really see anything else breaking here. Alrighty, folks, we're out of here. Tomorrow we're back here with our March Madness coverage. Also, join our tournament. We got it up. So come, if you win, you get to be on the show. Talk about whatever you want. So we're back here live tomorrow, noon Eastern. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you tomorrow.